States of America, weighing in at 95.8 kilograms, with a record of 44 fights, 30 wins, 13 losses, and 1 draw. The California State Heavyweight title holder and former WBA World Heavyweight Champion, Mike Weaver! The officials for the fights. The referee, Mr. Stanley Christodoulou. Your judges, Messrs. Stonewall, Mokwana, and Jani. And the doctors at the ringside, Dr. Juma and Dr. Fleming. Your timekeepers for this fight, Bram Mahatsi and Brian Garren.
Right, there we have our boxers introduced then, and of course mentioned Johnny Duploy, the
rules. I want a clean fight, shake hands, good luck to you
number
both.
1 contender for the South African title.
Well, Stan Christodoulou didn't have much to say as far as instructions were concerned, but the men know the rules, I guess.
Well, they've been there before, they've faced each other before, they know what has to go on as we get into round number 1. 10 rounds of boxing, an international fight. Johnny Duploy in the blue trunks, the blue and the light blue. And in the red and white on the right of your screen at the moment is Mike Weaver, the former world heavyweight champion in the WBA championship division. Of course, he is the man that beat Harry Coetzee for that title.
Weaver said before this fight that he's reached the conclusion that Duploy's weak spot is in the body, and you notice that he went to the body with the first couple of jabs he threw. And Duploy's body looks weak, but that could be deceptive because I noticed an improvement in his shoulders, and that's probably from all the wood chopping he's been doing. Might even improve his punching power.
He's certainly got a lot of firewood for the next winter, that's for sure.
A nice jab coming from Weaver. Solid punches. And there's a smear of blood on Duploy's right eye. I think he might have been nicked there.
Well, that looks like a very nasty little gash that Duploy's got at this early stage of the fight. And referee is going to have a look at that now. It looked like one of those little straight jabs from Weaver that might have opened up that little cut.
Just sliced open a cut. It's in a nasty position. And it might spur Duploy on to try and win this fight as quickly as he can. Because Duploy, rather Weaver's jab, very accurate. It could open up that cut. It would cause all kinds of problems for the South African. Oh, Duploy is opening up, and you can see he drove Weaver back into the ropes, trying to catch him over the top with that right hand.
Well, Duploy definitely the heavier man of the two. He weighed in at 98.20 kilograms for this fight, and Weaver at 95.80. So I think that's a bit of body weight if they do get into clinches, and on the ropes, leaning on him could be to Duploy's advantage in this fight. But at the moment, I think he's going to have to worry about that cut over his eye. It could be hampering his vision out of that right eye there.
I suspect that it is. I can see the blood trickling into the eye, and I think that's worrying Duploy. And you can see that Weaver is making that cut a target.
He's working on it.
He wants to open that cut as wide as he can. From what I recall and what I've seen, it was a straight left that caused the cut in the first place. He sliced open the flesh on Duploy's face.
One of those early little left jabs of Mike Weaver. End of round number 1 here as the rematch at the Super Bowl. Round number 1, Mike Weaver, Johnny Duploy, and that cut open, so a lot of drama in the first round of this fight. As we get straight into it, of course, this is brought to you by Report, the Box Courant, the boxing newspaper, and of course you can read all about it tomorrow morning in Report. Ringside, Darren Scott, and with me, Bert Blewett. Bert, first round of the fight, your comments.
Well, I'd give that round to Weaver on my card. I think particularly the fact that he managed to open up that cut on Duploy's eye, and that's going to become a problem for Duploy, even if they manage to stop the flow of blood in the corner. Weaver looking very relaxed in the corner there, and he must be very pleased with himself after a very useful first round for him.
Well, of course, he's going to now concentrate on that eye. It's a lot of work to be done by Weaver's corner.
Willie Lock working on the eye. It'll be interesting to see whether, well, they've stopped the flow of blood, but it's a question of whether it will stay that way once the fight starts again.
Into round number 2 of this 10-round international heavyweight bout, the rematch between Johnny Duploy and Mike Weaver of the United States.
Weaver's face is heavily greased.
Right back, Jim.
So far, the patch-up work they've done in the corner has stopped the flow of blood from Duploy. Down goes Weaver. What a great right. That's a surprise. I think the right hand did it.
Weaver is wobbly.
Weaver blowing hard. And here comes Duploy. Got it right to the head. Let him going behind the neck.
Mike Weaver won't survive this one.
Weaver covering up on the ropes. We've seen this before from him.
And it's still early days in round number 2.
Weaver's in the habit of getting back to the ropes and not fighting back.
I can't understand Duploy just standing there.
Well, Duploy's trying to pick the punch to put Weaver down. He certainly hurt him with that left hook. Trying to open up the head champion. And Weaver's flopping back against the ropes. Lefts and rights being poured in. Weaver not punching back. That's the mistake he made against Michael Dokes when he lost his world title.
Taking punches to the head. His face is now bleeding.
Massive blood. A lot of blood coming from Weaver's nose. So those punches are clearly getting through.
How much more can Weaver take? We approach halfway in round number 2. Mike Weaver in a lot of trouble. Can he stand up for the rest of the round?
Duploy trying to pick his shots. He doesn't want to go wild. He doesn't want to take the chance of punching himself out, because that's what he did in the first fight in the 3rd round. But meanwhile, Weaver probably is recovering from those punches. Oh, no, he's not. He's not going to get up. He's not going to get up.
He won't get up.
He's out.
Revenge is sweet for Johnny Duploy. The count is 10, and Johnny Duploy has won this fight. Well, that's certainly Johnny Duploy came back in that 2nd round, hitting him with lefts and rights. And once Mike Weaver was hit by that first original right and that flurry of blows from Duploy, he just didn't look like he was going to come back into that fight at all. He was wobbly on his feet. His eyes were rolling around, and well, Bert, it looked like it was all over, just a matter of time.
Yes, well, you know, Weaver is 35 years old. I see he's still lying flat on the canvas, being attended to by the doctors. He's trying to rise now, but he is 35 years old. He has been in this situation before, where he's been stung by a punch, went back against the ropes and took an awful lot of blows without fighting back. That's the way he lost his title to Michael Dokes, and this is the way he's lost the fight this evening. They've helped Weaver to his feet. They've taken him back to his corner, but Duploy, a very brief but impressive winner.
What a great revenge win there for Johnny Duploy. Johnny Duploy then winning this fight as we have a look at some slow motion action. Here we go. This is how it all ended.
Oh, those rights to the chin. You saw the punches that went in there that drove Weaver to the canvas. It was a body shot that started it, and then those right hands to the head drove Weaver back against the ropes.
A knockout.